Hi there. Hi everyone. I want to thank Christian first of all for letting me do this. I have a lovely pink ribbon in my hair today that my good friend Sherry Ferraro made. She makes lovely hair pieces that she makes to raise money for breast cancer walks. I do the Avon Walk for breast cancer. I've been doing it. This is my 6th year walking. I participate in some way in 4 walks a year. I've been doing this since, since 2007. And the reason why I got started doing this is because I had lost my grandmother in November of 2006 to breast cancer. She battled bravely and unfortunately lost her battle. And I was there with her every step of the way, and I saw how brave she was. And I saw, you know, all of the people around her, the medical professionals, and what they did for her. And I knew that there had to be some way for me to enhance that. She instilled in me a lot of strength, and knowing that it's important to give back, you know, to other people. You know, be grateful for what you have, and to give of yourself. And that's the greatest thing you can do, is to give of yourself, give hope to someone. So I was really upset at losing her, as you know, anyone can imagine. She was I was very close with her. She raised me. She was like my mom. And so being upset and having all these negative feelings, I knew that I had to do something positive with them. I couldn't dwell on them and let them get the best of me and take away the light that she saw in me. So I had to go out and spread my light. So I saw a flyer one day for the Avon Walk and decided that, you know, maybe that might be something I could do. You know, it seemed a little daunting of a task. You know, okay, well, it's 39 miles over 2 days and got to raise a minimum of $1,800. Well, that's kind of a lot. But I was convinced that if she could, you know, go through 7 weeks of radiation, 5 days a week, and, you know, chemo and endless doctor's appointments and ungodly tests, that, you know, well, I could do this for a weekend. You know, it's a weekend, for crying out loud, you know, just, okay. So after I had signed up, I found out also that one of my my office managers at work had also been diagnosed with breast cancer, and that really solidified it for me. I was like, I can't stand back and do nothing. I have to go do something. So it was me and a couple other friends, and we decided, okay, well, we'll get together and we'll do this. And just kind of went from there. You know, we did our training walks and started our fundraising. And a few people started dropping out. And as it got to the second to last week, I was the only one there. So after working that hard to raise all that money and do all that training, there was no way I was going to give up. So I was alone and nervous as all get out, as I am today. But, you know, I knew that I had my grandmother's strength with me, and I could do this. I could do this. I could do something. You know, it may not be a lot. I wasn't going to find a cure, but I could do something. So I went, and, you know, I met a few people along the way, and it was rainy and cold, and I got numerous blisters that after 17 miles on the first day, they said, your feet are going to fall off if you walk another step, so take a seat over here and go hang out. You know, go cheer on other people. I was not thrilled at that prospect. I got on the bus that takes you back to the wellness village where we camp. And I, you know, sat down next to, you know, some random stranger and proceeded to bawl my eyes out. And she turned to me and with the straightest look possible on her face, said, "What the hell are you crying about?" And, you know, I looked at this woman like, you know, I really wanted to finish. And she's like, "All right, let me get this straight. So you went out and did a bunch of training and managed to raise at least $1,800, and, you know, where's the rest of your friends?" I said, "Well, I'm walking by myself, and, you know, no one could walk with me. No one decided that they would take the challenge." She's like, "So let me get this straight. Your friends are all sitting home on their rear ends or doing whatever they're doing this weekend, and you're out here busting your hump trying to save people's lives, and you're crying." I said, "Well, when you put it like that, I guess, you know, I guess I don't have a reason to cry." She's like, "Let me tell you, I'm a 10-year survivor. The reason I'm sitting here is because you're out there doing what you do." Everything in life is a matter of perspective, and I got a good dose of perspective and reality that day. And I was very thankful for that woman. I never got her name, but wherever she is, I hope she's doing well. So later on that weekend, you know, day 2, after sleeping on the cold, hard ground in a tent overnight while it poured rain again, I got up and started my walk. Now, all throughout the walk, you know, there's cheering stations, there's water and ice, there's, you know, snacks, there's these wonderful porta potties that we all in the walk community absolutely love, as long as it's early on in the walk and not too hot out that day. And so I had seen this group of people who were out at random places, not just at the cheering stations. They were at, you know, the side of the road in between stops. They were at lunch. And one of these people was dressed up like a cow. And I, you know, it's like, okay, there's some weird dude dressed up like a cow. But I would see him everywhere. And it got to a point where, and I think it was probably because I was a little loopy at this point from, you know, being dehydrated and in pain and lonely, that it was like, okay, well, let's gonna play, you know, where's the cow? Where is he gonna be? Well, maybe he'll be around this corner. And, you know, sure enough, he was always somewhere. And he had a big smile and a hug and a how you doing for everybody. And he had these awesome cowtail candies too, which, you know, make the miles go a lot faster. So finally, I get to the last rest stop before closing ceremonies on Sunday, and I'm at a porta potty. And so this cow comes up to me and proceeds to talk to me as I'm looking at him like he is on a day pass. And I said, you know, I've seen you a bunch of places all throughout the weekend. I said, you know, it made the miles go a lot faster knowing that, you know, there was someone out there that was always encouraging us. Thank you for that. He's like, "Are you all by yourself?" I was like, "Yeah." And of course he asked me why I was walking, as he does for most people. And I proceeded to tell him that, you know, I was walking in memory of my grandmother, who had passed, you know, less than 6 months prior, and once again burst into tears because, you know, the emotions tend to run high. And, you know, he gave me a big hug and he said, "Well, you're not alone now." And he introduced me to my very good friend now, Lisa. And Lisa in turn said, "Come on with me, you gotta go meet Judy, and we're going to adopt you." That's why I have my lovely adoptee button here. I got adopted into the Solo Strutters, and it was fantastic, and I've been a part of that family ever since. And they're a bunch of incredible people, and, you know, now I sit 6 years later, walking or crewing or volunteering for 4 events a year. And it's funny because I started out, you know, it's ironic how things change. You know, I started doing this, you know, to be positive, to try and make a change in the world. And then I realized that the change was in me. And, you know, it boosted my self-confidence. I had been a fairly shy person. I know, don't laugh. I really am. And but I have this wonderful group of friends now, and they're all over the country, and they're accepting of everybody, including me, strangely enough. Now they can't get rid of me, and then sometimes I think they wish they could. But I love them all dearly. And, you know, Moo Cow Guy, you know. In fact, I have his dad's buttons here. Today's his, this weekend is his dad's anniversary. God rest his soul. But yeah, I think the biggest thing that I can tell people is, you know, have hope and give hope. It's, you know, you don't have to walk, you know, 1,000 miles a year, or, you know, spend untold amounts of money to give hope and make a difference in some person's life. And you'll be surprised that the way that other people, you know, are grateful for what you do. And it can be as simple as, you know, just making a sign at, you know, at your favorite charity event and standing out there and cheering for people as they're walking by or biking by. You know, everyone can do something. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to spend a lot of time. Take an hour out of your day. You know, be grateful for what you have, and give of yourself. You know, as Christian had said last night, you know, if you're musically inclined, go play music for someone, go sing, make cards, you know, even take and recycle greeting cards that you may have gotten and give them to other people. You know, bring a little cheer into their day, and you'll be surprised on the impact that it has on your own life. And the feeling just grows from there, and it gets to a point where, you know, that it seems like it consumes you, but in the best way possible. I have many walk shirts and things from events and little tchotchkes and whatnot, and one of the shirts that I have has, I wish I had actually worn it, has one of the best sayings that I've ever heard on it, and it says that none of us is as strong as all of us. And it's when we all come together in the spirit of goodwill and to help those of us who are not quite as fortunate, that we do make a difference. And never doubt that whatever small thing, no matter how insignificant you may think it is, it can make a world of difference in someone else's life. Because I've seen it firsthand, I've experienced it firsthand. You know, when I'm walking, I have, yeah, I mean, I don't want to walk without you either. You know, when I have survivors and warriors in battle who are still battling, they'll come up to me and say thank you while I'm walking or doing whatever, you know, being a goof, because I'm good at that. I just, the feeling is overwhelming, and I don't know. Anything you want to add, Christian? No? Am I good?
Yeah, I got a few things to add.
Do you?
I love Michelle.
Oh,
she is amazing.
I love you too, Christian.
She is amazing. She was so nervous to do this, but, you know, she has a lot of awesome, you know, experiences and stuff, and
I do have a lot of experiences.
Yeah. And she always, you know, she usually take days off during the week from work and stuff, and she would say, like, I'm doing this cancer walk, and I'm like, oh, for what? And she would leave posters around work and stuff, and it's
numerous posters.
Yeah.
Ridiculous amounts of email.
Yeah.
That people are
and,
like, okay, really? Enough already? And I'm like, well, you know what? When I have no more reason to walk, that's when I'm going to stop.
So hopefully one day I will join the Moo crew. I would love to do that. You received $60 of donations.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you, everybody.
And you know who's the highest donor? Yes, discuss.
I have no idea. I'd say it's probably Moo.
Yeah, you're correct.
Okay. Fabulous. Thanks, Moo.
So let's look at the chat. Let's see.
Send a cowtail this way. Cowtails are like the most delicious things ever
They
invented.
are amazing. I love cowtails. But I'm gonna buy some after this actually. But,
I should have brought you some.
Yeah, I know, right? But
it looks like I got a couple of minutes still. I just wanted to touch on some quick numbers for people, which is, you know, the other reason Christian had touched on this last night, and Moo touched on it again as well. Breast cancer is not just a women's disease. There are men who get it too, and it's pretty rare. But you know, the American Cancer Society says that there'll be approximately 2,000 new cases of men diagnosed with breast cancer this year. So men too, be vigilant. You know, no one knows your body better than you do. You know, let your women take care of you, because, you know, us women, we all know that you men are not great about, you know, taking charge of your health.
hey,
And we do it because we love you and we want to keep you. So it's only about 1% of all the breast cancer cases that are diagnosed this year. But men tend to be diagnosed at a higher stage than women, just because they are not on top of things. So be vigilant with your own health. You know, we want survivors, not statistics. You know, we can't hug a statistic. We can hug a survivor. But I want to thank everyone who tuned in to listen to me rambling. If you know, have any questions or want to chat with me, certainly you can message me on the Artists for Life blog TV message board. I'll be happy to, you know, answer whatever you might have. Thank you.
yay!
Thanks, Christian. And, you know, I really hope we don't have to do this next year. Let's find a cure for cancer. Do whatever you can.
What a hug. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, buddy.